Now, let's talk about Destiny 2 Lightfall, particularly the campaign and Strand as an ability. I have mixed feelings about the campaign. I did like the aspects of shooting the enemy, and the new characters were okay. Now, there's going to be slight spoilers, so if you haven't played through it, feel free to skip this part. But I didn't like it. Someone died, and I know we were supposed to feel something, but we weren't invested in them at all because it was one of the new characters that we literally know nothing about. And there was this whole MacGuffin thing. Literally, when I streamed the game, I was like, oh, it's a MacGuffin, right? In case you guys don't know, a MacGuffin is a plot device that literally is just there for story reason. Like, oh, why is that there? So the story will happen. Yeah, that's what it is right there. And by the end of the campaign, there were more questions than there were answers. We didn't actually get any answers at all, honestly. So, yeah, I actually made a YouTube short that basically sums up how I feel about the whole campaign. But let's talk about Strand, okay? Strand is the new Darknet subclass that came with the campaign. So, if you bought Lightfall, by the end of Lightfall, you will have access to Strand. And you'll even have access to some fragments. If you play Lightfall on Legendary difficulty, you got some bonus of the Strand meditation, so you can get access to all your fragments just a little faster. Not a good enough reward, in my opinion, considering that Legendary was pretty brutal, especially if you're playing solo like I did. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, stranding the story, so it was somewhat optional, which was fine, but in some parts it seemed like it was mandatory. But with that said, it was weaker than the subclass I was running. I was running a super fun stasis build, so I was having fun with that, and I was surprised and a little annoyed when my stasis build that was clearly better could not be used. So that was a little off-putting, if I'm being perfectly honest about things, but it is what it is, right? They want to introduce you to the class, the subclass, and whatnot, which is fine and dandy. But if I'm being honest, I kind of wish it was one of the things that they were having us do from the get-go. Like, I'll be honest, stasis is not stasis, but Strand Red would felt more powerful to me if they gave us it from the get-go, and each time we did certain missions in the story, then we actually unlocked a little bit more of it, and it became a little more powerful to us, rather than letting us use our main ability some of the time, and then giving us this weaker ability that we have to use. But with that said, Bungie did actually sometimes boost up the charge time, so it charged insanely fast. Like the grappling hook from the Strand, I don't use the grappling hook anymore. I changed it out for one of the grenades because of the fact that the grappling hook, when you use it in the story, since the cooldown is increased or decreased significantly, you get to use it like every 5 seconds in the story. In actuality, it has a regular cooldown, so it's pretty fun if you want to like pair it up with one of your teammates and hook onto them or latch onto them. Maybe do some funny YouTube videos or funny TikToks or whatever. But overall, I don't really think I cared much for it, if I'm being perfectly honest. Now that is just me talking, probably. I know there's some people in the community, Bungie can do no wrong, and to that I say that's perfectly fine. But as much as I liked parts of the campaign, and I do use Strand as my main subclass right now, by the way. I don't know. Lightfall felt like it could have been better, but I guess it could have been worse as well. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm being a little harsh on Lightfall considering it came after the Witch Queen, and the Witch Queen was a brilliant storyline and whatnot. I think the Witch Queen stuff was executed very, very awesomely. Definitely room for improvement, but at the same time, I don't know exactly what I would improve or change. I'm not a storyteller. I'm not a developer of the game Destiny 2. I'm just but a humble fan slash content creator playing the game and whatnot.